As you can probably infer, we are talking about Thor Financial today. Now, I can already see the Thor investors poised and ready for battle. But before you start throwing your axes and swinging your sword, give me a minute, hear me out, because this might not be the video that you think it is. I'm gonna go ahead and put my axe down because I feel like I'm probably not going to have to defend myself as much in this video as I would for the videos in the past. I'm actually here to compliment Thor. I'm actually here to commend Thor and tell them congratulations. So stick around and I'll tell you exactly why. Now, Thor's making good on their promises to create new revenue streams and build a sustainable ecosystem. Beautiful, love it. Could this actually be some seriously bullish news for Thor? I'm gonna just say I think it's more bullish than anything. I'm not saying it is, I'm not saying it isn't. I'm saying I'm leaning more towards bullish news. So what is it that they're actually doing and what's the whole point of this video? They are bringing out a play to earn game that's going to obviously earn revenue and income and help build the ecosystem. It's also going to incorporate the one thing that I really hate in this industry, which is NFTs. And I do think they're doing a good job at integrating those NFTs into the game. We will get into all of that more in just a little bit. And they actually bought some metaverse land for their Odin holders and their God mode people to just kind of kick it in. So I am thoroughly impressed, right? I am genuinely happy for the project and mainly for the investors. So I want to go on record by saying good job, Thor and Team Thor, for implementing these things on a very tricky time frame and pivoting quickly in order to make this happen in a very turbulent market. Now, just to touch on the lottery really quick, I couldn't find that much info on it, so don't be jumping down my throat if I botch this. I'm doing my best with the info that I have. I cannot get the info from the Discord because y'all booted me a long time ago for asking too many questions. So, without further ado, let's get into the video. Obviously, I put the code on because I know the Thor investors loved it last time. So let's go ahead, take the code off, let's get comfortable. Okay, better? So you're probably asking, what has so thoroughly impressed me? It's Project Valhalla. They are supposedly dropping Project Valhalla. It is almost ready, and we're gonna get into what that means and what it is here in just a second. So Project Valhalla is a NFT-based play-to-earn game on the AVAX blockchain. It's rooted in Norse mythology, which obviously I love. Look at the braids, look at the coat, look at the axes, my arsenal. I absolutely love the Norse culture. You battle your enemies, you survive to receive prizes, NFTs, native tokens to the game, native tokens to Thor, stuff like that. Your NFT is actually your play character, and they all come with certain criteria and like skills and stuff like that. I assume there's also going to be other NFTs like weapons and maybe, potions, I don't know, other upgrades and additives that you can put into your gameplay and all that good stuff. So in my opinion, that's actually pretty cool. I think they're doing a good job of implementing that game and the NFTs and the marketplace quickly so that they can pivot before the impending doom that is kind of looming over the DeFi space. So how does the game play? So you can play versus other people, or you can play versus the computer. They're also saying that they're launching a VR capability to this game, which I think is absolutely insane. That's like the first of its kind, and that's impressive. I'm not gonna lie. I'm hard to impress, but that's impressive. There's also going to be AI voice chat non-character players. So I thought that was cool that you could like voice chat and it would still reply back to you with the replies. That's pretty cool too. Okay, that's cool. You're talking about video games. Why does this matter? Well, this matters because the gaming industry is pretty much the biggest industry in crypto right now with the most room for growth and expansion. The percentage of revenue that comes from that game actually gets distributed out to their node holders as their rewards. It's fixing that problem that I was talking about in my previous videos where how do you bring in enough revenue to afford to pay out all these people? It actually has not been announced what the proportion of that will be, but they said in the coming weeks they'll be announcing that. So Thor Nation, I will check back with you in a couple of weeks on that, and hopefully there's some good news. So the game is actually going to have its own token too, and then obviously there will be the Thor governance token. They haven't expounded upon this either, but again, when I know, I'll let you know. This also brings the ability for you to like trade your NFTs with other people. I thought that was cool. Not only are you going to be able to trade your NFTs that are on the game and the ones that you earn in the game, but my guess is you're also going to be able to utilize that marketplace to take your NFT that you're earning rewards on over here and sell it to somebody if you really want to, which kind of fixes that return on investment aspect of it where I said, oh, your money's gone and now you're a slave to the protocol. If the NFTs are actually worth something, the node NFTs that is, then your principal is a little bit more secure. So it looks like it's going to be on the AVAX network for now. I assume Thor is probably looking into its own chain, its own network, its own NFT marketplace. But for now, they're going to use the AVAX network, and that makes sense. I get that. So you can also bring and migrate your new generations of NFTs over as long as you're using the in-game tokens to do it. So how does this actually make money? That's probably what most people are asking. One way that this could make you money is by the NFTs, and they appreciate in value. Another way that you can do this is you can actually play the game with the NFTs, earn prizes, win things from other people, sell them, cash them out, and make some money. There's going to be a lot of people that can't necessarily afford the NFTs. So what they'll do is they will buy the coin, which obviously will hopefully help keep that price a little bit more stable, and they can rent your NFT for X amount of dollars, whatever. And you can earn income by doing so. Another thing that they said is that scholars will be able to earn tokens from the NFT borrowed by others. I don't really know what that means. If you know what it means, tell me in the comments section. What my take is on that is the NFT owners, as long as they have a certain level or something like that, or tier, they can actually take a portion of what other people earn with their NFTs in the in-game play, as long as they're the one that owns the NFT. So you can also obviously win and earn NFTs from the game, other players, by doing well in the game. And that can also be paid out in NFTs, native P2E token, whatever that's going to be called, and then obviously the Thor native governance token. Then they said there will be other additional play to earn games, and that will have cross token compatibility for Thor. Okay, I'm understanding this. I'm following. It's actually looking up from here. So that's all good and well, but what is the time frame on this, right? So the details of the roadmap and the launch date are supposed to be released in early March. It's the very beginning of March right now, and they still haven't released it, but I'm sure they'll release it within the next week or so. So beta testing is actually available right now, and it's open to, a certain select group of people. Who that is, I don't know. If you know, let me know. And again, guys, I preface anything that I don't know, I tell you, I don't know this. If you know, let me know. So don't jump down my throat if I get something wrong, especially if I said, hey, I'm not 100% sure on this. Let me know. Don't be screaming FUD and you didn't do your research and stuff like that. I'm legitimately telling you, hey, I don't know this. So if you know, let me know. So the NFT minting details and the God mode details, those are supposed to be released around the same time in early March. Now, another thing that I thought was pretty cool of them that they did was they actually purchased a parcel of land in the sandbox. So their Odin node holders or their God mode holders can go in that land and they can kind of kick around and do whatever they want. I mean, it's kind of like an exclusive club. I get that, but if you're into that kind of thing, that's bullish news for you. That's really cool. So let's touch on the price action. And I know everybody's going to hate this part of the video, but just bear with me and just hear me out. So I actually would have expected more of a pump in the price because of this, because Thor Nation is gung-ho. They are gung-ho about this project. So any good news moves the market. And this I thought was exponentially good news. So I was expecting one of those pumps from $50 up to $88, blah, blah, blah. And that just didn't happen. So that was really surprising to me. It went from about $37 up to $45 after the announcement. So that is like a 20% pump, and that's great. Now, a day or so later, it was kind of capitulating, doing its thing. It topped out around 48 to 49. So again, that's like a 25% increase. That's pretty decent increase. This was where I was a little confused. It actually dropped back down to 36, 38 range. And now it has stabilized in that 41 to 42 range, which would be about a 10% pump. That to me still shows how many people are selling out of this project, taking rewards, taking their profits and running. And this actually was happening while Bitcoin was rallying. So I definitely expected more of a pump because rising tides lift all boats, right? So when Bitcoin's pumping, usually the alts are a little delayed, but they'll pump pretty hard afterwards. I'm not throwing shade. I'm just saying it's an observation because I thought this news would have been interpreted as extremely bullish for Thor as a project, and the investors would see it as such. This brings me back to my congratulatory point. I do think that this is a step in the right direction. I know everybody hates my other Thor videos, and if you go watch them, I get it. Because I'm basically saying this is what's broken with this protocol, this needs to be fixed, blah, blah, blah. But they're doing that, and I'm going to give you credit for that because at the end of the day, if there's one thing you can't take away from me, it's that I am extremely real. Whether you like that or hate that, what I'm saying, I am real about this. So I am giving that credit where that credit is due. So kudos to Thor for pivoting so quickly in an absolutely astronomically fast time frame, and then in a very turbulent market where they're receiving massive amounts of criticisms, not only from people outside of the project, but from people inside of the project, their own investors asking all these questions. And when the token price is just getting absolutely demolished from 220 down to 40 bucks. Crazy. That's just wonderful, in my opinion, that they could stay focused enough and that they're actually following through, because a lot of these DeFi projects, they just set it and forget it. They don't ever fix anything. And that's kind of like the whole point of what my videos were saying was, hey, if you fix these things, you do have a chance at surviving. I'm not saying you survive. I'm not saying you don't survive. What I'm saying is you definitely don't survive if you keep this same business model. And they pivoted, and congratulations and absolutely kudos to you for doing that. I recognize it and I am actually applauding it. That is like super respectable to me, and it's kind of changed my narrative a little bit. So at the end of the day, they're looking to have this game implemented by the end of March. Now, here's a word of caution. Your price has gone from $220 to about $40 in a month. I think this absolutely has to be implemented on the time frame that you're saying. That way your token doesn't go so far down that it's unsavable. And a lot of people are gonna say, hey, we were at $16 one time. Yes, but that was early on in the project when you could still build a lot more hype. There were a lot more nodes to be sold, and there was less sell pressure because you had less investors. So it was easier to pump that from $16 to $150 than it is to pump it from $40 to $150 now, because there's so much other sell pressure. I covered that in one of my other videos, but that's just a caveat to that. So just don't jump down my throat whenever I say that, because like I said, I'm not trying to throw shade, but it's just, that's how the markets work. More capital that's in it, the higher the market cap, the more investors, the harder it is to push the coin up. Now, they supposedly have a playable demo right now, but I haven't heard anything of that actually happening, probably because you guys booted me out of your Discord, whatever, that's fine. Again, no hard feelings on that. I get it. You were not necessarily happy that I was asking the questions that I was asking. Maybe it's because you knew in the background, hey, we're fixing this. I'm not even gonna give this the time and energy. I get it. So again, no hard feelings. It's all love here, baby. I don't want your project to be wrecked, and I feel like I've been very transparent about that. I don't want your investors to lose their money. That's why I make these videos. So do with that information whatever you want. And if anybody's got anything that they can show me about them actually dropping it or the game being up and blah, 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 let me know. So they're quoting that the UI and the new contracts for Thor should be released in the next couple of weeks too. I think that's cool, but until it's signed, sealed, and delivered, I'm not gonna put any weight on it because, you know, I can tell you that I'm 7 foot tall, and then whenever I show up and I'm 5'9", you're like, what? Okay, so let's touch on the lottery. And again, don't be jumping down my throat if I botch this because I can't find much information on it. I can't even find information on it on YouTube. I'm not gonna watch 80 million videos to cover one little tiny segment of this video. I'm just saying there is a lottery that they're implementing, and that's that. I'm assuming, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, don't jump down my throat, don't be calling me a clown, because I'm just working with the information that I have and I can't get it from your Discord, so there's that. I'm assuming that the lottery is going to be a lot like Titano, where they let you put your tokens into a pool and then you have a certain amount of chance of winning the lottery. And my guess is they're not charging you to put those tokens in the pool because they want you to keep your tokens in the protocol. Done. We know that. And then I'm assuming that they like draw a winner every so many days. Cool. We get that. Watch the Titano video. You'll see what I'm talking about. This is a good way to keep the tokens in the protocol and stop people from selling. So kudos for that. Does it work? Does it bring in revenue? Here's my questions, right? Do they take a portion of the lottery as revenue. How do they pay out? Is it like Titano, where your tokens just stay in there until you take them out? Or do you lose your tokens every time you buy into the lottery? Is there any more incentive to put more in proportionate to your chance of winning? Is there any fee to put your coins in there or not? I'm assuming there isn't, because otherwise why would people do it? Now, with all that being said, I want to take a quick second to thank everybody. Seriously, thank you so much for liking, commenting, subscribing, everyone that's been showing up. Like, this channel started out, I remember, Thor knows, we started out with like 13 subscribers literally less than 4 weeks ago. We're at like almost 1,000 now. I am humbled, I am appreciative, and seriously, thank you so much for showing up to the videos, to all the supporters. Now, obviously, if you liked this content, if you like content like this, go watch my other videos, but make sure you like this video. Comment on this video if you want to see anything. Give me recommendations. I listen to my subscribers. I listen to my supporters. That's how the majority of my videos get made, is by people requesting them. And once we get so many requests, boom, we make the video, right? Now, make sure you hit that subscribe button and bang on that notification bell like your life depended on it. And also make sure you're paying attention, because once we hit 2,000 subscribers, I promise you I will drop a gem. I know I've been going through the DeFi space saying like, hey, I wouldn't invest in most of this stuff. I get that. How do we actually make money? I'm going to give you a relatively simple and easy way that's a little bit safer, a lot less in terms of returns. You're not going to be getting 4,000% on your money every single year, but you are going to make money. And this is not something that's going anywhere. So it's not like I have to tell you today, because it's all based on hype like most of the DeFi stuff. It's not like that. This is not going anywhere. People have been doing it for a while. It's a lesser known thing to do, and probably because the returns aren't as sexy. So anyways, pay attention for that. Let's get to 2,000 subscribers. I appreciate everybody that's helped get us there. And whenever we get there, this will all come to fruition. I appreciate so much everyone showing up, showing support. This channel is growing at an exponential rate. It's absolutely wonderful. I will see you guys in the next video, and I thank you so much for showing up.